Morning guys, Dinner Lady here. Right, so I'm in the office again today, so I'm just going to show you what I'm going to be making for tea. It's a lovely, simple midweek recipe. Cheap as chips, you know, something that you can just knock up in about half an hour. I'm just doing the intro this morning, but I'll do the rest of it later on. So I'll bring you down and show you what it is that I've got. Right, so I've just got some sausages, just whatever sausages you like to use. These are just our ordinary ones that we buy. And I'm going to make them with some Parmesan cheese in with it. Grate that in. I'm going to take them out of the skin, sorry. Grate in some Parmesan cheese, mix it together and make little meatballs with it. And that's going to be for the meatball side of it. For the sauce, I've got an onion, some chopped tomatoes. I do like to put a little splash of balsamic in there. It just rounds off the flavour. Some olive oil for obviously to fry off the onions. Some salt and pepper, and we're just going to have that with some spaghetti. Right, so what I'll do is I'll put all this back away and I'll see you later. Right, so back from work now. I'm just going to take the sausages out of the skins. That's the way I normally always do it. Let's peel it back. There we go. There's one. I'll just carry on with the rest of these. Right, so I'm just going to grate some Parmesan in here. I'm using the fine grater for this because I want it to incorporate. Not too much because we'll be putting some on the top as well. So just put that to one side and just get your hands in. Easily the best tools that you've got in the kitchen. You don't have to put the Parmesan in if you don't like it. You can put a little bit of cheddar in. Don't have to put any in if you don't want to. Right, so just get that incorporated. Now if you use your favourite sausages, you know the seasoning in there. If you need a little bit more seasoning, that's fair enough. I'm only doing little meatballs. I'm not doing big ones. So I'm just going to pop that there for a second. Forgot to get a bit of oil in my pan. I'm just going to fry these off just as you get them, just like that. 4 sausages. That'll make quite a few little meatballs. Sometimes it's nice just having just a small ones. So I'll just carry on doing this, use up all of the mixture, and then I'll come back to you. Right, so I've got 22 meatballs out of them 4 sausages by doing them a little bit smaller. I mean, they're not all exactly the same size. So I'm just getting them browned off in the pan, and I'm just going to dice the onion up. Very quick, cheap midweek meal this. Just do 1 small onion. Do it however you like it, because I am going to blend this sauce. So as long as they're soft, they don't have to be tiny, they don't have to be whatever you don't want. If you can't be bothered, just do it how I'm just hack it up. You see, I'm going to blend the sauce. Get the other pan on, a little bit of oil in there, and get the onion in. So I'm just going to finish off browning these meatballs off, and I'm going to brown the onions off and have a little bit of a tidy up, and then we'll come back. Right, so they're lovely now, starting to really soften up nicely. Now I did notice we had some little cherry tomatoes as well that do need used up, so I'm going to put that in first, as well as the tin tomatoes. Might as well use them up. Just going to soften them off, while at the same time I'm still browning the meatballs. Just gently. with a little bit of colour on them. See, as you can see, they're not all exactly the same size, but it doesn't bother me in the slightest. Right, so I'm going to put a bit of salt and pepper in here. Onions are done enough. I'm going to pop the tin tomatoes in. There we go. A little bit of water to that pan. Right, so I'm just going to let that bubble for about 10-15 minutes. Oh, I forgot one thing, the balsamic. Just a little splash, it just gives it that nice little depth. If you haven't got that, you can use Worcester sauce, or just don't bother putting anything in at all. Right, so, like I say, I'm just going to let this all go for about 10-15 minutes and then I'll come back to you. Right, so that's had 15 minutes. So I'm just going to add a little bit of sugar, which I was told would be a good thing to do. So I'm going to do that. Now we're going to blend it. Turn it off for now. Just take your time. Just be very careful when you're doing this, because this is pretty hot. I'll move it down. I'm going to run a low one for now. Thing is, with these stick blenders, the blades don't actually go right down to the bottom, so don't worry about my pan. I'll turn that up just a little bit. So I'm going to carry on with this because it's a bit noisy and I'll come back. Right, so I've left it just a little bit chunky. It's got a lovely sauce on there now. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to add in the sausages. Some of the oil goes in, it doesn't matter because it'll be tasty like the sausages anyway. Right, here we go. Another 10 minutes and then I'll pop some spaghetti on. 10 minutes after that, it'll all be done. Right, so come back to you shortly, guys. Actually, the spaghetti's only had about 6 minutes, so the pasta sauce is done. Spaghetti's done. I'm going to put it straight from the pan. Any drips of water, just let it go in there as well. There we go. And I'm going to keep this pasta water just in case the pasta takes up a lot of the juice. Let's have a look. That looks lovely. Give that a couple of minutes just to rest. Let let the pasta soak up some of that sauce, all of the flavours. Now you could put different herbs in. I haven't got any fresh basil. You could put Italian herbs in here. You could put oregano. I just wanted to do it just a nice plain simple tea. So I'm just going to give that about 5 minutes just to rest, and then we'll come back and dish it up. Right, so I've let that to rest for a little while. It's soaked up a bit of that. I'm just going to put a bit of the pasta water in there, just to loosen it off just slightly. Don't need a lot. And now some more parmesan. As much or as little as you like. I'll put some in here now, and I'm going to put some obviously on the top when we use it as a seasoning. It's not just a cheese, it is a seasoning as well. Again, this will emulsify the sauce. I've had a bit of a taste. I'm just going to get the pepper. I need a bit more pepper in here as well. Just because it's a simple midweek meal doesn't mean it doesn't have to taste the best it possibly can. Right, so I'm going to get a bowl out, get some in a bowl, and we'll have a taste. Right guys, there it is on a plate, all done. About 40 minutes in total, which is good for a midweek meal. So I'm just got a little bit more parmesan on the top, because I must admit I do absolutely adore parmesan cheese. So I'm just going to have a little bit of the spaghetti in the sauce first. Taste tomatoes. You can taste that balsamic. What a difference that makes with that little bit of sugar and the balsamic. Just make a big difference. Now let's try one of the sausage meatballs. There you go. See if you use your sausages, the ones that you prefer the best. It's always going to taste good. Bit of it all together. A little bit of spaghetti, bit of the sauce, parmesan, and the meatball. Oh, unravelled. Here we go. Tell you what, I can feel it all the way around my mouth. Here we go. With a little go like that. Right, I'm going to go off. I'm going to finish this off. So if you like this one, do press like. Please subscribe. It does make a big difference at all to the channels. So it would be good if you could. And comment. I do like your comments. Whether you agree with what I make, whether you don't. I haven't got a problem with it. I like to hear everybody's suggestions. So right, we'll see you again soon. See you later.